Hello everyone, and today we'll talk about English pronunciation in a global world. We will start with talking about English as a global language. As I write it right here, English connects people worldwide. English has truly become the global language of connection. It allows people from different cultures, professions, and backgrounds to communicate easily, whether in science, business, or education. Actually, English helps people share ideas and work together, even if English isn't our first language. It's the bridge that connects us together. So, as learners, our focus should be on speaking it clearly and confidently. The more we practice communicating in English, the more we contribute to global understanding, actually. Clear pronunciation is clear communication. As I write it right here, clear sounds, clear messages. And the key to good pronunciation is clarity. When we pronounce our words carefully, our message becomes easier to understand, of course. Everyone's accent is different, it's normal, and it reflects where we come from and how we learned English. And that's okay, that's totally normal. However, unclear pronunciation can cause confusion a little bit. So our goal shouldn't be to sound native, but to make sure we speak clearly enough for others to follow us, to understand us. Clarity builds confidence and ensures successful communication, actually. Pronunciation and accent. Pronunciation and accent are closely related, but they are not the same. Pronunciation is about producing sounds correctly so others can understand us. Accent, on the other hand, reflects our background or region. You might have a Turkish accent, a French accent, a Russian accent, maybe, or a mixture of all of them, and that's part of who you are actually. Instead of trying to eliminate your accent completely, focus on improving your pronunciation so that your speech remains clear and natural. Intelligibility. Intelligibility means how easily other people can understand what we say. If our speech is intelligible, communication becomes smooth and successful, actually. Researchers remind us that it's not perfection what matters, but understanding. Understanding it's what matters. Even small pronunciation errors can sometimes change meaning. Uh, for example, I can say if someone says tree instead of tree, the listener might be misunderstood. That's why we should pay attention to sounds that make the biggest difference in meaning. Or on the other way, if we are not doing this, then it will be misunderstanding, so it will be bad. Now we'll talk about understanding others. It's the important part of our topic, actually. Communication is not just about being understood, it's also about understanding others. In today's world, English is spoken with many different accents. We might talk to people from Asia, Africa, or Europe, all using English differently. The more we listen to various of English accents, the easier it becomes to understand them. So improving our listening skills is just as important as improving our pronunciation. Understanding others makes Communication, a two-way process, actually, we can say that. Credibility. Credibility is about how trustworthy and confident we sound when we speak. Sometimes people judge others based on their accents, maybe, which is unfair but real. A clear and confident voice helps other people see us knowledgeable and reliable. Actually, we don't need to change our accent completely, but we should make sure that if doesn't that it doesn't distract from our message. Actually, that's enough. We don't need more. When our pronunciation is clear and consistent, we gain credibility and respect from listeners. Identity. Our accent is part of our identity, actually. It's part of who we are. It shows where we come from and who we are. Trying to sound like someone else can make us lose a piece of that identity, actually. So while it's good to improve pronunciation, it's also important to stay authentic. Many people feel proud of their accent because it represents their backgrounds. As long as we are intelligible and credible, we should embrace our own voice, actually. English belongs to everyone who speaks it, no matter how they sound. Pronunciation goals. Setting pronunciation goals helps us take control of how we speak. For example, we can decide to work on specific sounds, rhythm, or intonation. By setting clear goals, we can track our progress and notice improvements over time. It's also important to develop strategies for when communication breaks down. We can rephrase, slow down, or use gestures. Being aware and flexible makes us better communicators, no matter what our accent is, actually. Context matters. Sometimes, whether our pronunciation causes confusion depends on the context. For example, if we say free instead of tree, it may only cause a problem if both words make sense in that situation. Context helps the listener understand what we mean. Also, understanding depends on who we are talking to. Two non native persons speak with similar accents often understand each other more easily, actually. That's why it's important to adapt our pronunciation to our audience when needed. When needed, actually. Now we'll talk about pronunciation features. Research shows that not all pronunciation features affect understanding equally. Some sounds like vowels and consonants are essential for clarity. Others, like intonation or stress, help make speech sound more natural and expressive. By learning which features matter most for intelligibility and credibility, we can focus on our practice on the areas that will make the biggest impact. This makes pronunciation learning more efficient and rewarding, actually. Rhoticity. We'll talk about rhoticity now. Rhoticity refers to how people pronounce the letter R in English. In some accents, like American English, R is always pronounced, for example, in car or heart. In others, like British English, R is often silent and at the end of the words. These differences are natural and part of what makes English rich and diverse. Understanding them helps us recognize where different accents come from and how they influence communication. Where R is heard. In erotic accents, R is heard in all positions, such as car, hard, and far. In non-rhotic accents, R is only pronounced before a vowel, as in far away. This small difference can completely change the sound of an accent. Neither way is better, it's just a reflection of history and region. What matters most is that your pronunciation fits your goals and it's clear to your listeners, and your listeners can understand what are you talking about. Rhoticity and intelligibility. Rhoticity doesn't really affect how understandable speech is. However, studies show that non-native speakers often find rhotic accents like American English easier to follow because they pronounce R more clearly. So whether we use a rhotic or non-rhotic accent the goal remains the same: to be understood and to understand others. That's what makes communication successful in any language, actually. Thank you all for listening to me. I hope this presentation will be helpful for you.